Looking at sector overall for energy, we know there's been high energy prices for about the last 2 years or so. We've seen the exploration and production companies and large integrateds having strong cash flows. And this brings us also to the view of Halliburton and Schlumberger, which is oil field service companies, which provide them the drilling equipment and services. So they should be benefiting from a life cycle perspective, because these other companies would benefit from the higher oil prices, which would then translate to higher, let's say, cash flow and budgets, and then enable them to spend more on companies like Halliburton and Schlumberger. So we have also seen a historic underinvestment recently, and this also further bodes well for these companies. This is also on the back of the large integrateds and exploration production companies having a bit more capital discipline, where we've seen in the past them spending maybe too much, increasing output when it's not correct. So they've held back. But now with declining production rates, and so eventually they have to also invest again in equipment and drilling further wells. So on a valuation perspective, it's a bit of a mixed results there. So on a price to earnings ratio, we would see them trading at discounts to the historic averages, but on other multiples of premiums. I would also just like to point out on this perspective that both companies have the management have guided that they will return 50% of their cash flows through dividends and share backs going forward, which bodes well on a valuation perspective. So we have a recommendation as a buy for both these companies, and risks to our view, the main ones which I would like to highlight is the oil price, because the overall energy sector that relies on a higher oil price, and then the exploration and production companies, capital expenditures, supposed to come through, and the sector, or specifically the Halliburton Schlumberger, we've seen historic impairments in their results, which can be quite significant, although we're not expecting any.
Thank you very much for joining us today.